Today, Sarah and I are going to make a fougasse, which is a French bread, a little bit like a focaccia in Italy or a schiacciata. But here we have two flours. We have bread flour, and on this side you can see is some in fibra flour by Molino Denti. We just love this flour, and it still has wheat germ in it and bran and all that. So right now I'm going to make an opening right here in the center. And here we're going to put some of the water, most of the water, but I'll keep some for when we add the salt. Then we're going to add the yeast as well as the oil. And since these are golden drops, we don't want any of it to get wasted. So let's get it all out. Initially, I'm just going to come in here with my spatula and begin to incorporate flour. Now this is quite a wet dough, but it will be an incredible treat to make these fougasse. They are shaped in just a very particular way, just the way they make them in southern France. The oven outside is lit, preheating, and we're gonna mix everything together. You guys will probably ask about this beautiful bowl, but a friend of mine brings them from Bolivia, and if you're interested, I can check with her and see if she's able to bring them back. And again, they're handmade, and we absolutely love mixing the dough in here. It's also perfect to serve a salad. They're great. Now that the majority of the flour has been incorporated, we are going to add the rest of the water as well as the salt. We kept the salt out because we don't want it to interfere with the yeast. So now I'm going to put the rest of the water on top and begin to pinch the dough so that all the salt really gets mixed in well with the dough. We're gonna kind of get everything off from the sides with my bench scraper. I don't know if you can hear in the background, but there must be one chicken laying an egg, and she is sure making some noise. Almost forgot to show you. I placed these towels right here. They're wet in order for this board to stay still. Otherwise, it'd be sliding around all over the table. Now, you see how shaggy looking the dough is? This is no problem at all. What we're going to do, we're going to cover it up, allow it to rest for about 10-15 minutes, and then you will see how incredibly changed it will be once that time is up. 10 minutes are up, and you see how it still looks very shaggy? But as soon as I begin to stretch it, you can already see that there is the beginning of good gluten development. So I'm just going to stretch it and fold it a bit. And I will do this resting period at least one more time, maybe two. We're going to cover it up again and come back to it. While the camera was off, we folded the dough one more time, and now I have my hands just a bit wet so the dough won't stick to my hands. We're going to get it and transfer it on our work surface. And here we go. I'm going to move this out of the way, as well as these towels, and place it right here on the surface. Now I'm going to grab it, lift it up, slam it down, open it, and fold it once again. And as I fold it over, I trap some air inside as well. And look how smooth the surface already is. Now you can also just work it like normally, just the traditional way of kneading. We'll put the dough back in here and allow it to proof at room temperature for about half an hour to an hour, and then we will cold proof it in a food safe container in the refrigerator overnight. This is the one we just made. This is the one that we had in the refrigerator overnight, cold proofing, and now we're gonna take it out and cut it, shape it, and put it in the oven. There is definitely beautiful life happening here. Now before I take it out, we're gonna put a generous amount of flour right on here, as well as on our work surface. And this one you kind of have to dust generously because it's a wet dough. Then we're going to loosen up the edges a bit so it will more easily come out. And this will just help it to slide out. One thing you want to do is to flip this around quickly so it doesn't fold up on itself. And here is our gorgeous dough. You can see that we put a little bit of oil in the bottom of the container so it wouldn't stick. And now we are ready to shape it. First divide it and then shape it. Traditionally, fougasse is made with olives inside, or rosemary, or herbs of Provence. We are just gonna make a very simple one, but next time we might make it with a poulish, and then we're gonna fill it with all kinds of goodies. But for this time, we're gonna make a very simple one. We're gonna divide it and cut it into fourths. And this recipe can totally be halved or fourth. You don't need to make this much. We're gonna try not to degas it too much. Here we have a mixture of semolina flour and just all-purpose flour, and we're gonna use this to put on our peel. And I'm gonna put it on generously so that it will slide off easily without damaging its shape. All right. So we're gonna gently pick this guy up, place him on here, and already begin to give him some shape. Because it's supposed to kind of look like a wheat. So let's stretch it out just a bit. There we go. My bench knife. I'm going to make slits right here in the center. And another one right here. And then we're going to go up this way. Let me start right about here. And then just keep going up. And in a minute, we will be able to spread these out, and it's going to look beautiful. We're going to do the same thing on the other side and go all the way up. Actually, I could have done one more right about here. Now the magic happens. We're going to spread it out just like so. And bring it to a point. And look how gorgeous this already looks. To give it just a little extra decoration, we're gonna go in and make little slits right here at the ends. Totally not necessary, but I think it looks beautiful. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. And this dough is so nice and fluffy, and we did not roll it out. Some will roll it out and then shape it, but we did not want to degas it. We just kept it just the way it was. Let's put one more here. We're going to put some olive oil on there. And not only now, even once it comes out, we're going to put some olive oil on the very hot fougasse. Now some coarse sea salt. Maybe one we should make with some rosemary on top, or herbs of Provence. That would also be very good. And there we go. This guy is ready to go into our oven. Our oven is nice and hot. And now we're gonna go to the very back and slide it out. We will immediately close the door and allow the oven to do its magic. We'll use the peel so we can turn it around. Oh, this is hot. Look how gorgeous it already looks. And place it back inside. I believe our fougasse is ready to come out. Oh yes. While it's hot, we're gonna top it off with the olive oil, and look at this color. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. I just wish you guys could smell it, and not only smell it, but have a piece. Let's do it once again. Shape it into this same shape, stretch it out. I'm going to try not to degas it. We will brush it with oil again, put some salt on, and then place this guy in the oven as well. And here they are, one last little brushing of olive oil, and look at that nice sheen on there. But really what I want to do is take a piece off and taste it. I'm going to wish you un buon appetito. Mmm.